What if I told you that a growing number of bodies have been turning up in the woods of New England, and no one seems to know why? No suspects, no known causes of death. Just bodies, found, reported, then quietly forgotten by the headlines. The latest? A 21-year-old woman named Adriana Suazo. She was found in the woods near a quiet suburban town outside Boston. No signs of trauma, no answers. Just another life, cut short, and a community left wondering what's happening in their backyard. Adriana wasn't some anonymous name in a news report. She was full of life, loved by her family. She had plans, dreams, a future. She lived in Boston and was close with her sister, who says Adriana had no reason to be in that area of Milton. In her own words, "Somebody brought her here." That one sentence hit a nerve, because if someone brought her there, who was it and what happened? She was found on a Sunday morning lying in a wooded area just off Central Avenue. The person who found her was just passing by. No one saw what happened. There were no witnesses, no camera footage. And when the police arrived, they found no signs of a struggle. No obvious injuries. Her body was intact, but she was gone. As shocking as that is, it's what came next that really set off alarms. Because Adriana wasn't the only one. Since the start of this year, at least a dozen people, men and women, have been found dead in remote or wooded areas across New England. Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine, one after another. All with eerily similar stories. All still unsolved. Some were found near hiking trails, others near rivers. One was discovered near Taylor Swift's beachfront property, another in a secluded area by a highway. Different locations, different cities. But the same pattern. They vanish, then they're found. And then, nothing. And hey, if you've made it this far, why not show some love by liking the video and subscribing to the channel? It's totally free, takes just a second, and it really helps get these stories out to more people. Plus, we've got a lot more like this coming your way. Back to the story. The silence is what's most unsettling. No major updates, no arrests, just grieving families, unanswered questions, and a growing list of names we're only hearing about after it's too late. In Adriana's case, her family started a GoFundMe to cover funeral expenses. They were heartbroken, confused, and desperate for answers. They described her as kind, smart, and full of life. She had no history of substance use, no enemies, no reason to just disappear into the woods. And that's what's getting to people. Because if someone like Adriana can just be found dead in the woods with no explanation, who else is at risk? The internet has taken notice. Social media is full of theories. Some people believe there's a serial killer stalking New England, someone careful, calculated, and constantly moving. Others think it's a network, something darker, something organized. And then there are those who believe the truth is even more terrifying. That no one is paying enough attention to connect the dots. Police departments in different towns are treating each case as isolated. They say there's no evidence connecting them, no pattern in the victims, no forensic trail to link one death to another. But even without official confirmation, the public is noticing. Because the coincidences are stacking up, and the number of bodies is getting harder to ignore. Let's be honest, New England has a long, strange history when it comes to unsolved mysteries. From colonial-era witch trials to missing persons cases that go cold for decades. It's a region full of charm and history, but it's also full of shadows. Dense forests, small towns, quiet roads. The kind of places where something could happen, and no one would ever know. That's what makes these recent cases so unsettling. They're happening in plain sight. And yet no one has any answers. Adriana Suazo wasn't some lost soul. She wasn't wandering through life aimlessly. She had people who loved her. She had a future. And now she's gone. Her name may fade from the headlines, but for those who are paying attention, she represents something bigger. She's the latest in a string of young lives cut short with no explanation. And unless something changes, she won't be the last. So what do we do with that? Do we wait for police to confirm a connection? Do we brush it off as coincidence? Or do we keep asking questions, louder and louder, until someone finally pays attention? Because maybe it's nothing. Maybe these cases really are isolated. Maybe they're just tragic accidents, each with their own sad, unrelated ending. But what if they're not? What if someone out there knows exactly what they're doing, and they're counting on no one noticing? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain: Adriana Suazo deserved better. So did the others. And until we have real answers, people aren't going to stop asking.